Hello everybody, welcome to Salamander Racing. I am Salamander. Most people just call me Sal. Oh, we're gonna have day two going on here. Adult Suit. Chance the Magician. I'm not sure who you are, but welcome. Welcome to the stream. I don't know why the vertical stream is not going. What's going on? Let me do a quick troubleshooting here. Oh, did we get it? Did. There we go. Fix the vertical stream. Okay, it's going. Chance, you're on the horizontal stream, so that didn't affect you at all. But either way. Okay, so next thing I need to do is I need to mute the PlayStation. Go. We will go into the menu here. We'll go into Power Pack. We're supposed to resume. We'll see how this works. Haven't done this before. All right, it didn't ask me to resume. It's going to resume when I go in here. Aha, there we go. That's what we wanted. All right, need the music to stop so I don't get a copyright thing. All right, resume from lap 58. All right, so that's what we're doing. Can't change anything. All right, let's see if we can just get right back into it and if we can pick up where we left off. Get the muscle memory going again. Oh, I see. It does start over with a rolling start. But now Miyazono's right on me. He was almost a lap down when I was racing yesterday, so I got to try to lap him again. See if I can lap him in this 2-hour segment I'm going to try to do. And that way the final 2-hour segment should go pretty easy. Still the same rain going on. All right, so I got to get away from Miyazono. Try to do that right away. Whoa. And you know, last time I pit like right after like 2 laps after I filled up, so I'm not sure if it filled my tank back up or not. I think it might have. You know what? Actually, this time the ground is actually wet. The whole last time around, there was no moisture on the track at all. This time there's some moisture. Granted, it's not much. Although it does seem to be rising this time. Last time... Papa! How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. I don't know, I may actually have some moisture in this one. It actually seems to be climbing. When I played yesterday, it never climbed. But really, until it hits that first bar, it doesn't matter. See if it actually ends up getting to that first bar or not. Like I said, yesterday it never did. In fact, yesterday it never did anything. Although it looks like this time I may have to pit for tires. Hey, Slick. Thanks for hitting that like button, Slick. I appreciate it. Not talking to you. Climbed above that first bar, but I still seem to have all the traction in the world. Maybe not. We're gonna have to go put intermediates on. Like, it's starting to get sketchy. This is gonna be a very different run from yesterday. Even with the anti-lock. Wrong button. It was still skidding under braking. And right there, I barely did anything, and it swung out on me, so. Let's make it to the pits. Oh, and then because I went in backwards, it's going to make me go around again. Oh, you got to be kidding me. All right, let's turn TCS on. Like all the way up. I spun out, slid into the pits backwards, so it reset me back to the front stretch. Although I have a feeling, or no, they're not on rain tires either. How the heck are they still out here? I mean, nobody's on rain tires yet. But now I'm barely keeping up. All right, let's see if we can make it into the pits this time. And they're still not pitting. How the heck are they going to be running laps with this rain? I mean, Miyazono is the only one on the lead lap with me, so... But now I have traffic. Now I've got to go pass everybody again. But I can go full bore here, whereas they cannot, so I should catch up that 20 seconds pretty darn quick. Got caught up 6 seconds already. Just have so many cars between me and Miyazono. Geez, it's much more wet over there. Thankfully, with the rain tires, the passes are really easy. Surprised these guys aren't struggling more, still being on the racing tire. All right, for everybody out there watching, please remember, hit those like and subscribe buttons. It goes a long way to help out. All right, now I want it to like rain a whole bunch. So these guys either have to slow down even more or they have to pit like I did. All right, leave it on TCS1 just as a fail-safe. Realize I had my hazards on. All right, you have to pause it for a second. Saw that my son texted me something. Sure, it's not anything to worry about. I'm gonna stop by the house later to pick up something he forgot. I am going to be involved from a production and testing standpoint. I will not be racing again this season. Honestly, I just need to focus most of my efforts on doing production and broadcast stuff. I'll race on my own time, but being involved in like a league racing and all the practice that's involved in that, I just don't have the time for it with the production stuff I got going on. So I'm just gonna concentrate on the stuff that I'm known for. I'm not the fastest racer out there, so if I was, I'd probably be more inclined to do the league stuff instead, because that's probably what people would tune in for. But that's not really my MO. I'm only a slightly above average driver, not an alien by any means. Now the problem I'm seeing here is I am burning through these intermediates. So although I'm on a faster tire, I am burning through it rather quickly. And don't get me wrong, every NRL season I've participated in, I mean, NRL is great, and which is why I'm involved on the production side of it. I believe in what's going on there. I just am not going to race in it. You know what? I don't know. I may have to switch back to mediums here and just run a lot slower like the rest of these drivers are. Just leave traction control on and go back to the medium tires? I may have to. Otherwise, I'm going to wear these intermediates out. I'm going to wear these intermediates out before I even get to, like, half. I hear you. The only problem with going back to the racing tires is you get off the line at all, and it will be game over. The Mustang's a fairly easy one to get. You only have to go through one track. Yeah, I can't stay on these intermediates. I'm burning them up. I'm going to have to go to the mediums like the rest of the guys. It's like that track is right at that level where it's like, it's kind of too wet for racing tires unless you can stay absolutely on the racing line. But it's too dry for intermediate tires. Because look at this, over here, it's like totally wet. Hey, Anthony, thanks for the sub. I appreciate that. One step closer to that magical 1,000. Everybody give Anthony a welcome. Thanks for subscribing to Salamander Racing. You need to change your tires. Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, it's actually back below the intermediate tire line. We're going to go back to the racing mediums. I don't know if I just should have continued to ride that out. This guy's going to slow down a lot. Easy pass, but I'm only 12.3 up on Miyazono. So he's going to pass me in the pits. A lot of these other cars are going to get up here again. All right, let's go back to mediums. All right, this is going to be weird. spin out coming down pit road. Pit road is super wet. Dry line here is nice and dry. All right, I got to make up 13 seconds again. Got to avoid these curbs, though. Can't quite eat up the curbs like I normally do. These cars coming in already. Whoa, got onto the wet surface there. Dang it. Oh, come on. Just along for the ride there. So that sucked. I was trying to go underneath him. He pinched me off, and as soon as I moved to the outside, I couldn't steer anymore. I was afraid that was going to happen. It's like, it's practically a straightaway. Like, you barely need to turn to get around it. But you get, like, off the racing line. Like, forget the wet. Like, I wasn't even on the wet. You're just, once you go off the racing line, suddenly the car doesn't steer anymore. Like, you can't pass around the outside on this, like, slow sweeping corner where you should be able to without too much issue. I don't understand that spot. Between the hairpin and spoon, it's just, it's a tricky section of the track. Well, this is going way different than yesterday. Yesterday was a breeze. I mean, I was on the verge of lapping Miyazono by the end. Here, I'm a half hour in. I can't seem to catch him again. I've spun out 3 times now. Here, I'm in the same spot, so I'm going to get a run on him. And if I go to the outside, like, keep the grip. No, but I was touching him, so losing speed there. There, got around him that time. Still 13 seconds off of Miyazono. Oh, it's Diablo. Being blocked by everybody. There we go, got the round the outside done. Because they like hold on to the apex. They slow down super early, but then block the apex right away. Maybe I can start to run down Miyazono now. But now the dry line is 100% dry. See, and then all of a sudden now we're at the same speed. Okay, he backed off. All right, so yesterday, when I was like in the groove, I was doing 201s and 202s, so that's what I'm trying to get back to here. While not being able to eat up as much as the curb as I was yesterday. Well, there we go. 201 flat. That's what we need. Start running him down. Good news is I've pitted twice, and I'm only this far behind, so he's going to have to pit way before I do the next time. Which means if I haven't caught him by then, that'll be a gimme to first place. Afraid I was going to get out into the wet. cool the tires down a little bit. Oh, that went too wide. So on top of pitting later, his mediums are going to start slowing him down here shortly, if they're not already. He's going to have significantly more tire wear than me by this point. Alright, just gotta stay in the groove here. Actually, if I remember right, yesterday, the limiter was always the fuel. I would have to pit for fuel before I would burn off the tires, so... But I'm very off sequence as far as the pits go. See him. Way off. Apparently I was not even close to braking enough going into Spoon. I thought I would have caught him by now. skyline. Ah, that's irritating. All right, let's try to get this pass done. Did not mean to get into the back of him there. But hey, I'm around him. So the moral of the story is I should have just rode out the mediums, but I thought it was going to get even wetter. Sprinkles should eventually stop here, and then it'll really dry out. Then I can go back to using the curbs and all that stuff. Hey, Dan. Ahoy, matey. Well, it should have still saved it, right? You said you were at hour 18. You just need to get back to it, right? You didn't do all 18 of those first hours in one sitting, though, did you? Keep catching this Porsche. I don't know if I ever am going to lap Miyazono. I just am not running away from him. That ruined my run through there, and now they're going to block me here. Two super slow cars, like, side by side. That's the worst. Saw that coming. That's my fourth spin out of the day. This part 2 of this endurance is going way different than part 1 did. Dude! Oh, it's so irritating. They drive right down the middle of the road. Like, you can't go to the left or the right without absolutely threading the needle. It's like, get out of the way. Like, go to the left, go to the right. I don't care which one. Just don't drive right down the middle of the track where it's, like, impossible to pass. So here, I'm going to go to the inside. Now he's going to cut into the inside. So Miyazono caught way up with all that. And what's silly is they're probably going to let him around like no problem. I just have an issue with it. Back to the 201s. Oh, I'm getting frustrated. I'm driving frustrated because I'm not getting the distance I wanted. Right. No, I understand. I don't want to abuse that. I'm trying to drive this whole race like clean, like an endurance race really should be driven. I was able to do that pretty well in the first stint. This one is not going quite as smoothly. I've spun out and I ran into some cars, but all right, I'm well over halfway through my tank. Like, everybody else should be, like, Miyazono should be pitting, like, long before I have to again. I mean, my tires are halfway down, too. Like, he should be pitting, like, now. Give me some time to get away. There we go. Now I can get some distance. I did call that. Well, I've pitted twice already. That's his first pit of this stint. That's because there was more rain at the beginning, and I actually had to pit. Well, I didn't have to pit. Nobody else pit for intermediates but me. And then I had to pit off of them after only like 6 laps because as soon as it got like to the point where I felt like the rain was seriously inhibiting my tires, it must have slowed down, and then the rain trailed off and it started to dry out. So I should have just waited it out like everybody else did. I'd be much farther ahead that way, but It is what it is. I just need to get back to running these like 201, 202 laps. Yeah, the last time I pit 2 laps after I had taken a full tank. So I had a full tank. But when we came back, the track was partially wet. Like, there was moisture on the racing line. Not enough to require racing tires right away. But that whole first stint I did yesterday, there was no moisture on the racing line through the entire 2 hours. Whereas this time it started like halfway between the intermediate and completely dry territory as soon as we started. And then it built up to being definitely in intermediate territory. But again, had I just waited it out for like 2-3 laps like the rest of the drivers did, I should have been fine. Le Mans, geez. Yeah, that would be rough. Still doing 201, so stinking Diablo. Gonna catch him in the S's. Never mind. Oh, good. Lap traffic got out of the way. What am I at? 4 more laps to go. Okay, I need to dial this back. Starting to lose the rear end here and there, and the tires are wearing, so just need to be cognizant of that and drive accordingly. Like, I feel like I barely got on the power and it still kicked the rear end out. One or two more laps. Two more laps. Still doing 2-minute lap time, so back end tried to kick out on me again. Whoa, too much curb. One more lap to go, then we'll come in. Whoa. Front end just washed out on me. Like I was trying to go wide so I could just get a wide angle around him, and then all of a sudden it stopped steering. Alright, we got to fill it all the way up. Won't let me pause. No, won't let me pause it here. Another reminder to like and subscribe if you're out there. Would appreciate that. Like, it fills up too fast, you can't take a bathroom break. So once I get onto the straight section here, I'm going to pause it and go take a quick bathroom break. Not that you guys needed to know that, but I'm going to put you on break. I'll be back in just a minute. All right, we're back. One more hour to go. All right, still 32 seconds ahead of Miyazono. If I can find a way to get another minute and a half on him over this next hour by not screwing up, I could put him a lap down so that he is a lap down when we come back the next time we run this. Actually on a purple lap time. Well, that just cost me. Somehow still purple. Hey, I got another 58s. He's going to slow down way early. All right, see if I can get through here without losing the rear end again. Load being way down. Like, leaves the door open until I get there, and then shuts it as soon as I'm next to him. I mean, the Power Pack AI is better than the others, but they still... I can't trust what it's doing. I mean, they're predictable in that they seem to do the same thing. The problem is the same thing that they do all the time is they go from like the middle of the track to the side, or from one side of the track to the other, whether you're there or not. Like there, I was coming in, he was going right down the middle of the track. And then as soon as we got into the braking zone, suddenly he moved to the inside. He was moving under braking. Like, that's a big no-no. This guy's gonna cover off the inside. Now I'm there. All right, he gave me the space. All right, gonna put third and fourth another lap down, but now they're side by side going into this corner. Going to slow way down for this corner. Block me. Like, the only way to go around there is to go way around the outside, super slow. And then he's blocking me there. So you know what? I'm just going to have to get through. I hate doing that. I want to do the whole, like, pass nice, but they make it so difficult. Once again, this Diablo, he's way up in front, but I'm going to catch him in the corner. He's going to slow down so much. Well, at least it was after the corner. gonna get tricky. Just watch. He'll give me the inside. Barely. Driving right down the middle of the road. Like, that car is multiple laps down. It should be getting out of the way, not driving down the middle of the road. But I keep catching cars in that spot. I'm going to burn up my tires if I keep running these faster laps. I need to dial it back. I can make my tires last. There we go, less squealing of the front tires there. Gentler steering inputs. Got to that second corner way too shallow. Save some gas. Back it off from that guy. Also allowed me to catch him on the exit of the corner rather than trying to pass at the apex, which is not going to work out at 130R. Whoa, car off. I don't know that I've seen a car just off. I know they make mistakes. The Sophie AI does. But not like just going off in turn 2 on their own. That was new. Is he gonna go? $41 minutes left. Got Miyazono almost a minute down now. And Miyazono should hit well before I do. Doing 2 minutes, 2-minute lap times now instead of a minute 59, which is what I wanted. Easier on the tires. Could be easier on fuel too. About 10 laps left to go. This is my braking point there. Still in the 2 minutes. A lot of clear track ahead, that should help. Bit of a power slide there. All right, getting down to about a quarter tank. That's about where Miyazono had pitted last time. Probably going to be on pace. I'm going to end up doing 2 hours in like 10 or 15 minutes. Move over as fast as I was hoping he would. Tried to predict when he was going to move out of the way. It's hard when you get to that part of the track and there's like a 30-40 mile an hour difference in speed. This gets a way better exit than me there. Come on, stay off the grass. Diablo. Take the left. There we go. Getting down to that quarter tank. Miyazono should be coming in. I don't have a lot of tire left. I think I burned up a lot of the tire running those 159s. Hey Stig, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Doing good. I got about a half hour left to go before I wrap up this part 2 of this endurance race. Although I may go a little bit long. So that maybe the last stint will end up being an hour and 45 instead of 2 hours. I did have a really good weekend. Road America was awesome. It never disappoints. It was really good, and to see the JDC number 5 take home second place at the end of the day in a caution-filled race. They survived. It was great. Shell. Well, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you, even if all you're doing is lurking. My wonderful Canadian compadres. Or wait a minute, Slick is Canadian. Stiggy, you're not Canadian, right? I think I got that mixed up. Come on, Miyazono, come in. I think I'm thinking of Slick. I think Slick is Canadian. Slick, Sheldo, Root, the Canadian bunch. Not to be confused with the Brady Bunch. Right, this guy's going to slow down way early. Look, off the gas. Still pass him way too fast and trying to go around the outside. Like, you can't. Like, he goes down to the inside, so you can't get by, and you can't go around the outside either without going off the track. I let off the gas way early. But you know what? I remember yesterday when I started this race that Sarah was like, oh, you should set your fuel map to 2 or 3. Maybe that's what Miyazono's doing. He's running with a lower fuel map and not having to pit as much. And that's why he's not pitting on the same schedule I am. Like, he may end up pitting right around the same time I do this time, having gone more laps than me on this tank of fuel. Oh, the tires are definitely starting to give out. Minute and a half up on Miyazono. Should be able to get one more lap out of this tank. Coast through Spoon. You need to change tires. They are getting low. But I can make it one more lap. Well, thanks. That's how it's supposed to look. It's deceptive, because it is not. Like, almost lost the rear end there. What I really want to do is put Miyazono a lap down for my next stint. Now he's made the pit stop. Okay, so we are going to pit at the same time here, which means I just need to get around him. He's at 1% fuel. Am I going to be at more than 1%? 2%. All right. I got 20 laps on that one, so I did make it last longer. I don't know if it's going to take me another 20 laps to get around him. It shouldn't. Maybe I can get around him in like 10. If I can put him a lap down, then the last stint should be super easy. Everybody will be a lap down. Oh, yeah. All right, cold tires. Just follow him through the S's. Got a little wide there. All right, Miyazono's still a minute 39 down, so I need to catch 20 seconds. I think I can do that. I think I could do 2 seconds on him a lap. So 10 laps. And I should be able to do that while still trying to save fuel and tires a bit. Right, yep, so what I was planning on doing is once I hit the 4-hour driving mark, the 2 hours left, my plan was to pause it and leave it with 2 hours to go for my last stint, but I'm probably going to get it down to like an hour 45 to go, is where I think I'm probably going to end up. I kind of want to just go however long it takes to get past Miyazono. Nope, you can pause the game, and then you just quit out of the game. You go into the menu and you just do the whole close game thing. And then it will, when you go back into the event in the future, it'll ask if you want to resume where you left off. So today was the first time I've done that, because I ran the first 2 hours yesterday, and I'm running the second 2 hours today. And I'll run the last stint, I don't know, probably in a few days. I don't know when I'm going to do it. But this will be the first of the endurance events. I'm going to want to complete all of them. And the endurance events specifically I want to do on stream. Yep, you can go do lobby. You can even go into other... I didn't realize you could go into other power pack stuff, it looked like. Because I had to actually enter this particular event for it to resume. Which I didn't realize that. Oh, gonna get all bottlenecked here. The Diablo. Used as a pick. But you know what? That time I was patient. Didn't push it. Whatever. I'll catch these guys. I'll get around them in a couple of corners. Yep. Now you have to do a whole bunch of the other races before you can unlock any of the endurance events. Like, the endurance events aren't available right off the bat. The endurance events you have to unlock. And this is the shortest of the endurance events. This one's 6 hours. So there's this 6-hour one, there's an 8-hour one, and then there's two 24-hour ones. And I do want to do them all. Alright, now I got some clean air again. That was a really slow lap. Oh, Stiggy, you're in Colorado? I didn't realize that. Where in Colorado? Like, in relation to Denver or Colorado Springs? Because I was in Denver and Colorado Springs. I was in, flew into Denver, Spent some time up northwest. That's where I was staying at. Oh, I'm trying to remember the name. Yeah, I think whenever I went down to Colorado Springs twice to see Papa and to climb Pikes Peak. I think it was an hour and a half to get down there. Yeah, the fires were going really good when I was there. I was there just like a month ago for the PHE. I was there during the PHE World Series Finals. That wasn't why I was there. I was there because my son, marching band, went on a trip and they marched in the 4th of July parade in Denver. So I went because I wanted to see my son march in the parade. I wanted to hang out with Papa while I was there. One of my former coworkers lives in Aurora, so I went to had dinner with him and stay with my girlfriend's family. Gotcha. Yeah, it was like my old coworker who I'd, been talking to for a decade and had never met. I finally got to meet him like 2 months after I got laid off from my job. I finally got a chance to make it out to Denver and have dinner with him. So funny how the timing works. I had the trip planned for like months ahead of time because they had announced that they were going to be going there, the summer before. The summer of 2025 is when they announced where the summer of 2026 trip was going to be. So I had told my coworker way back then that, like, hey, I wanted to meet up while we were there, and then I happened to get laid off in mid-May. I really enjoyed it out there. I would love to go back. Maybe not a yearly trip, but certainly to go out there on a regular basis. And be able to see Papa, of course. Stiggy, now that I know that you're out there, try to coordinate it where we, get together. I'm not catching Miyazono very fast. I'm only a minute 46 up on him. Golf will be fun. Fernando! Welcome, sir. Yeah, I'm really hoping to get to the Daytona 24 this year, but we will see. It is not a for sure yet. Yeah, I was talking to T-Case about it at Road America, that he's getting like 14 campsites or something, so a ton of room. He said there'd be more than enough room for me to come and stay if I can make it. So I just need to figure out if I can afford the flight out and all that stuff. My share of the campsites and the tickets and all that business. I brought my son to Road America. Brought him the last 2 years, and that's been a blast. having him with. So yeah, highly recommend doing that. Watching the perma smile on his face the whole time we were there. That's a blast. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I would have to fly, so be limited on what I can bring. Yeah, everybody that's out there, the normal YouTube call out, remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons if you're new. Would love to have you back. Also, I have pinned in the chat the link to our Upshift Media channel. That's the broadcast production company that me and a bunch of the guys have put together. We will be broadcasting the VIP League. In fact, McNaughty's the one running the VIP League broadcast tonight. And then I will be running the broadcast on the Upshift Media Studios channel on Saturday. So go check that out. You know, I'll run through all the other call-outs while I'm racing here. Go check out 40 Racewear. They make my gloves. They make the shoes I'm wearing. I have a bunch of their jerseys that they've custom made for me. Go check them out at 40racewear.com. They've got lots of good product. If you buy something and use code Salamander10X at checkout, you can get 10% off your order. I'm also sponsored by Dubby Energy Drinks. You can find them at dubby.gg. Oh, this guy's blocking me. If you use code SalamanderMN at checkout, if you purchase some energy drinks, you get 10% off your order there as well. And on that one, I get a cutback, so please. Go check them out. I like their energy drinks. They're actually really good. And then, of course, I've got my Salamander Racing merch store. That's also linked in the description to all my videos. Go check that out. I've got a lot of cool Salamander Racing merch for those of you that are fans. Love to see people repping the Salamander merch. I've also got some Joker Series merch in there as well. So there, that's all my marketing for the day. Oh, minute 52. Got like 10 more seconds to catch him. Yeah, Stiggy, that's what I used to do back in the day when I used to go camping with friends. Nice. But yeah, that's what we used to do when I used to go camping a lot more, is we'd go with friends and everybody would be in charge of one dinner. And then everybody would kind of pitch in for breakfast, like scrambled eggs, bacon, waffles, whatever we feel like making. But going camping, we would eat like kings. I mean, everybody would bring their best meal for dinner. Obviously, Daytona only lasts for like 4 days, so you can't have everybody do that, but yeah, it's like way cheaper to do it, and the food is great, so definitely the way to go. Oh, a little wide there. Deal with some traffic. I'm still 10 seconds off. But I'm doing really good on the tire wear this time. I could start pushing it to put down some 159s. Hey, there's the link to the merch store. Go check it out, people. Right, it's got to be him, the next car up. Yep, the red car. Whoa! I have a hard time catching him when I make mistakes like that, though. Alright, I'm still doing 2-minute lap time, so I'll be able to catch him here. Nord would be great, but I don't know that I'm all that keen on going over to Europe and to Germany. Not much of a traveler. Like, I've never been to Europe. I've been down to Mexico a couple times. It's funny, Canada's not that far away, but I've never been to Canada. I do need to do that someday, just so I can say I did it. All right, have a good one, Slick. Thanks for stopping in. All right. You'll be able to catch and pass him within like a lap or two. They're going to slow way down. All right, there we go. I just want to hold him there for a few laps. Get him 5-10 seconds behind me if I can. Problem is that McLaren has top speed. Some of these long straights, it's hard to keep it behind. If I can get a good enough exit, Get away from him. Kind of excited to do a Goodwood, see how people like it. I think the car I chose really works there, so hoping everybody has fun. All right, there's really no sense in building up a big lead, because when we restart, it's going to be a rolling start with him right behind me anyway. So whatever lead I get is going to be erased when I come back to it. So we'll finish up this lap, and then we'll pause it and exit out. Tell you what, guys, what I'll do after this is when we exit out of the game, I'll go back in, and I'll start up a Joker Series lobby. Thanks for stopping by, Stiggy. I appreciate it. Yeah, Goodwood's fun. I actually enjoy running at Goodwood. All right, let's get to the start-finish line. There we go. Yep, it's the Toyota 86 or the Subaru BRZ. They are the same car. All right, so let's close the game. We'll fire it back up, and we will start a Joker Series live. I'm going to put you guys on break and take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. All right, let's get this lobby started up. Or let's switch to the cars. So we've got the Toyota 86 GT from 2015 or the BRZ S from 2015. Again, they're basically the exact same car. Maybe he is. Once again, W energy drinks. Good stuff. That's the dragon fruit one. Yummy. Here. Yes. All right, there we go. It's up. So if people want to come do a Joker Series lobby, so we are running sports. I have it set to hards and mediums are required, but all of them are allowed. So I pretty much set up the lobby that, I mean, you can use softs to qualify, but hard and medium will take you to the end. That there's no reason to run the softs, although it'd be curious if somebody were to try to run softs and then just quick pit for mediums and then one lap on hards, but I doubt that would help. But it's possible. You'd have to do an extra pit. Yeah, come on out and race. Here, I'll do a lap around. Give you guys a preview what the Joker looks like here. It's actually just before the start-finish line. It's that chicane at the end. You don't go through the chicane. You instead go through the little slalom that's there. All right, this car is going to drive so much different than that Supra I was just in. Turn on my turn signal. The turn signal commitment line is going to be the service road right after, like, the stands on the left. So the service road, the commitment line is right there. So now here's the Joker. You go through here. Just like that. You really got to whip the wheel, though. It's a legit slalom as opposed to the other Jokers that we've had. And the wall pens are on, so you can't just go barreling into the Joker and use the wall to stop. Doesn't work that way. Of course, that Joker that I just did was on an outlap, which you can't do in the race. So it's something to keep in mind. That was for demonstration purposes only. Oh, hit the wall. Gonna kill my lap time. These cars do get a little tail happy under braking. You got to watch out for that. If you try to overdrive the corners, you spin the car out under braking. Not a great run through turn one. That was a better run through there. Now what the pros are going to do with the aliens that come out here is to use that rear end wiggle to get some extra rotation. I've thought of doing that for some of the tracks when we that we reuse the second time around. Like specifically Daytona. Make it so that what was the Joker lap is the regular, and for one lap you get to just fly by it. And do that as your Joker lap. Or could make it super complicated and say it's every other. Like every even numbered lap you've got to run the Joker, and every odd numbered lap you don't. Like, that would be kind of cool. See how Fernando's doing here. We're here. We'll watch from the same vantage point. Oh, he's also on the softs. I did my time on the mediums. The final couple corners. Like, you want to get wide through there. I thought that too. I don't know. Some of these will. I'm going to end up switching up what my Joker series dates are all about within probably before the end of the year. I'm not sure if I'm going to increase the frequency or try to make the races more interesting, like what you're talking about, or exactly what I'm going to do. But I don't want to just keep doing the same thing each time. So, you know, this whole first year has just been getting used to it, you know, introducing everybody to each of the laps, and then we'll start playing around with like different combos, different ways to run it, or different, you know, joker options. You know, there could be ones where it's like, oh, it's a 20-lap race, you have to do 5 jokers instead of 1. You know, something like that. But then you have to mentally keep track of how many have I done? At least with one, it's like, you know whether you've done it or not. Once you start adding more than 2, you then have to kind of keep track of that. There you go, Fernando. You want to go a little wider through there to get better exit speed. Then come through here, you need to be real smooth going through that chicane. That was much better than last time. There you go. Fastest lap. Now, granted, you did it on softs. I will call that out. Oh, you touched the grass. Yep. It's going to spin you around. It's like you touch the grass at all, and woo, around you go. But anyway, keep practicing. I'm going to leave this lobby up for a while. I'll be going out to dinner here in a little bit. I might just leave this up for a few hours for, you know, you guys who want to come in and, you know, practice and do stuff like that. But I'm gonna bolt. I'm gonna call it a stream. So thank you everybody who came out. Thanks Anthony for subscribing. If those of you are still out there lurking, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that like button. Those of you that have been coming around for a while, maybe consider becoming a channel member. I've got 2 different levels of membership. Just a basic one that, you know, will give you the occasional, first look at some of my shorts and stuff like that. And I have my Joker level membership, which the whole idea for that was to make it so the people at the Joker level memberships have priority when I run my Joker series. So as I get more members, those will become more important, which reminds me, I have some free memberships I can give away. So let's do that. I'm going to give away half of them now. I can give away 5. Let's see who gets them. And I'll give away 5 more the next time I do a stream. So what do we got? Jason Dang It, Shadow Chef, Greasy, and Lincoln Wensley, and Titanium. Congratulations on becoming members of the channel. Give you a chance to re-up it after it expires if you want to. But anyway, thank you everybody who stopped by. Yeah, go check out the Salamander Racing merch store. If you end up going to w.gg and putting in an order for some energy drinks, Salamander MN at checkout will give you 10% off. If you go to 40racewear.com, use code Salamander10X to get 10% off your order there. And yeah, peace out everybody. Be nice to one another. We will catch you next time. Later.
Yeah. Salamander here. You've been vibing with me this whole time, but every legend's gotta log off sometime. Screens glowing, chat scrolling, hearts racing in this tiny room. Tonight you rode the wave with me. Now we rock it to the moon. This is the Salamander sign off. Last spark, then I fade from your screen. Hit save on the moment, log out of the dream. Yeah. When the lights cut, we still burn hot. Remember this sound in your veins. Salamander sign off till we fire it up again. Whoa. a tiny drop feel like a thundercloud. You spam my name, I carve my lane, from one quiet click to a runaway train. This is a salamander sign off. Last spark, then I fade from your screen. Hit save on the moment, log out of the dream. Oh yeah, when the lights cut, we still burn hot. Remember this sound in your veins. Salamander sign off till we fire it up again. Legendary nights, we were locked in. Eyes red, but the chat kept us locked in. Boss fights, late flights in my mind's eye. You were dropping all caps every time I try. From the first low sub to the wild roar, you turned one small stream to a world tour. I ain't gone, I'm just ghost in the frame. If you hear this voice, you remember the name. Salamander, say it back to me. Hey. Salamander, echo in the feed. When the calls go quiet and the room goes dark, you still got the rhythm, you still got the spark. Dreams ending, but the story's saved in you. Till the next time we collide, stay sharp, stay strong. Salamander out. Yeah. Salamander here. You've been vibing with me this whole time, but every legend's gotta log off sometime. Screens glowing, chat scrolling, hearts racing in this tiny room. Tonight you rode the wave with me. Now we rock it to the moon. This is the salamander sign off. Last spark, then I fade from your screen. Hit save on the moment, log out of the dream. Yeah. When the lights cut, we still burn hot. Remember this sound in your veins. Salamander sign off till we fire it up again. Talking to a camera like you in my ear. Every win, every fail, yeah, we call that net. Turned a little lonely room to a combat map. We glitch, we lag, we laugh too loud. Made a tiny drop feel like a thundercloud. You spam my name, I carve my lane, from one quiet click to a runaway train. This is a salamander sign off. Last spark, then I fade from your screen. Hit save on the moment, log out of the dream. Oh yeah. Nights, we were locked in. Eyes red, but the chat kept us locked in. Boss fights, late flights in my mind's eye. You were dropping all caps every time I try. From the first low sub to the wild roar, you turned one small stream to a world tour. I ain't gone, I'm just ghost in the frame. If you hear this voice, you remember the name. Salamander, say it back to me. Hey. Salamander, echo in the feed. When the calls go quiet and the room goes dark, you still got the rhythm, you still got the spark. is ending, but the story's saved in you. Till the next time we collide, stay sharp, stay strong. Salamander out. Yeah. Salamander here. You've been vibing with me this whole time, but every legend's gotta log off sometime. Screens glowing, chat scrolling, hearts racing in this tiny room. Tonight you rode the wave with me. Now we rock it to the moon. This is the Salamander sign off. Last spark, then I fade from your screen. Hit save on the moment, log out of the dream. Yeah. When the lights cut, we still burn hot. Remember this sound in your veins. Salamander sign off till we fire it up again. To a camera like you in my ear. Every win, every fail, yeah, we call that net. Turned a little lonely room to a combat map. We glitch, we lag, we laugh too loud. Made a tiny drop feel like a thundercloud. You spam my name, I carve my lane. From one quiet click to a runaway train. This is a Salamander sign off. Last spark, then I fade from your screen. Hit save on the moment, log out of the dream. Oh yeah. Nights, we were locked in. Eyes red, but the chat kept us locked in. Boss fights, late flights in my mind's eye. You were dropping all caps every time I try. From the first low sub to the wild roar, you turned one small stream to a world tour. I ain't gone, I'm just ghosting the frame. If you hear this voice, you remember the name. Salamander, say it back to me. Hey. Salamander, echo in the feed. When the calls go quiet and the room goes dark, you still got the rhythm, you still got the spark.